Good morning, everybody, and this is your Euro USD setups for today. So a whole host of data today and tomorrow and Friday, which will impact the dollar, as well as the euro. I see there's a euro CPI coming out there as well. So kind of what we're doing at the moment is to be expected. I'm just going to pick up some levels here. Will give you the idea. So we've got pretty much, you can see where I'm picking them up off here, and this swing low to the downside here. So these two levels, which is 108.233 and 108.453, are pretty important. As you can see, we have a lower high in place, and that's on the weekly at the moment. So that's kind of that view there, and then if you draw a line on the bottom on the 8 hour here, you're going to have your wedge. So that is what you expect when data is coming out, and when everybody is fixated on the data, and the only reason they're fixated on it is to try and get a handle on when the interest rate cuts are coming in. So this confusion, I think, is going to continue for most of the week, and going into the close of last week, it was extremely confused. Then beginning of the week, they thought they knew what they were doing, and then back into complete confusion. So these patches of barbed wire here, which is tails to the upside, tails to the downside, is always an indication that we are confused. Now, here is the trend line. If you just look at it, eyeball it, you can see the trend line moving like this. Could be an indication that we're starting to break the trend line to the downside. And remember, somebody always knows what the data is, so somebody's already placed their bets on what's going to happen. For me personally, I am uncomfortable with that kind of price action that we saw yesterday, and there's no indication that this is bullish or bearish for me. This is still ranging. It's barbed wire, tails to the upside, tails to the downside, big confusion, big up, big down. So don't try and second guess it. Just leave it alone and wait for better days. So that's kind of my view on Forex at the moment, and it's not going to change on the 15-minute, I can promise you that. Just strengthen my view. You see this above and below the moving averages. That's not a trend, that's a range, and it's consolidation, but it's designed to weed out the weak. And the weak is basically the retail traders who jump in on things and with position sizes way too big for what they can handle, and they keep getting taken out. So that's kind of what is going on right now. You could argue that we've got the start of this downtrend forming here, which would obviously mean that the view of the data coming out is going to be to benefit the dollar, which would then negatively impact the indexes. So if you believe that, so be it. My view at the moment is you've got two major levels that you need to pay attention to. The one is 108.453. We tried to defend it yesterday, it didn't happen. Then you've got this bottom level here at 108.233, and then in amongst it you've got this level at 108.324. There's also a fairly strong area of support. So yeah, I'm uncomfortable trying to chase anything at the moment on this, and especially looking at what happened yesterday. There is a slight bearish bias. I don't see much to the upside on the lower time frames or on the 3 hours, to be honest. The only thing that is bullish is the fact that we're above the moving averages here. But if you come to the daily, you'll see not quite crossover of the moving averages here. Big daily rejection bars in this zone, and we are just above the 150, which is around, where is that? That's just below 108.233. So that's still bearish structure, and look at the oscillators moving to the upside here. So yeah, I suppose from the weekly perspective as well, rejecting the moving averages, but the moving averages are in a bullish setup. So Yeah, last year was pretty much up and down on the weekly, and it doesn't look like that's going to change. Oh, at the moment anyway. So yeah, I am very, very cautious at the moment, and I suppose I could say that I'm slightly bearish, or more bearish than I would be bullish, but I'm going to need to see proper structure breaks on the hour before I start looking at it, and I'd want to be below the 150 EMA as well before even thinking about placing shorts. Anyway, I'm sitting on the side. Hope it helps. Watch out for that data, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.